I'll repeat what I said, and this is not a go at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is a go at Man United. This is a consequence at the moment of allowing this mediocrity to fester for a couple of years. Now, it's not Solskjaer's fault, who wouldn't take the job at Man United, but it's their fault behind the scenes for allowing a guy to be in charge who the players know is not good enough. And therefore, they've delivered mediocrity. Now they've been asked to step up, and it's a problem. If I was surmising this, I was thinking about it last night. Here's how I think the players are looking at this manager. Right or wrong. Ralf Rangnick, who the hell's he?
Right.
Oh, he was a mentor to Tuchel. He was a mentor to Klopp. But who's he managed? Who's this guy coming in to tell us? Then that's what they're talking. I would imagine, I've been in the dressing room, when results go badly and when managers change, players talk, right? Particularly at this club. I imagine that's their conversation. He's having the same conversation, I'd imagine, with some of his staff about the players.
Right.
Who the hell do they think they are? You know.
So how does this get resolved?
So when you've got the two of them coming together, it's a major problem. I don't know how it's going to get resolved. We had this discussion with Stevie the other week that Stevie reckoned that he'd have to tread carefully because you can't lose people. But at the moment, the only thing he's losing is his credibility.
Right.
If this continues, he's going to lose his credibility, so he's going to have to make, Rangnick this is, some huge decisions. But you can take the horse to the water, you can't always make it drink. If the players don't want to do it, the players don't want to listen, it's a massive problem. And so far, I would say that's the way it's looking. I'm concerned that he's just not going to get what he needs from this squad.
Go on, Shaq.
But to that point, it's a massive problem, yes, but it's part of managing a football club, especially a football club with the size of Manchester United, with the players and the egos that Manchester United have. I remember just after I retired, I went back up to Newcastle and I was talking to Kevin Keegan, and he said, half jokingly, 90% of football managers is figuring out which players like you and which players don't, and then keeping them apart. And that is a part of managing football clubs. It was way back then. So what you're having now, or what supposedly is the big complaint in that dressing room, is nothing new to football. It should be nothing new to Ralf Rangnick. It's nothing new to Manchester United. So to somehow lump that as the cause for all their problems, when you have a team playing well, when you have players who know and understand what they have to do, things fall into place. Those clicks aren't an issue when players know what they have to do.
Who knows? I'll go back to an old quote from the late, great Jim Smith, manager in England for many years, who Shaq and I both played with. And this is part of the problem. Jim Smith once said, when I go into a club, and I'm going to tone this down, clearly.
Good, yes, yeah, because it's Jim.
Jim said when he was at Newcastle, QPR, Derby and others, he said, when I go into a club, I get all the players in the dressing room, and I stand in the middle, and I go around the whole dressing room, and I figure out what players need motivated. And then I get rid of them. And that's kind of where Rangnick might be at the moment, is like, yes, you may think millionaire footballers, highly paid, they're always motivated. Some are, some are not. Some are hungrier, some are just happy to be there.
Right.
That's a problem. It's not his only problem, but it's one of the many problems that he has at the moment with this particular squad of players.
How does he fix it, Shaq?
He fixed it by understanding the players that he has and finding a formation that suits the dressing room. It may not be the formation that he prefers. It may not be the formation that he wants to use long term. And I know Rangnick is only there till the end of the season, but it may not be what he sees as this club long term. But right now, he has what he has, and the players that he has cannot make this system work. It really cannot. And so he has to adjust the suit. He has to cut his cloth to suit what he has.
What did I tell you about this system? I told you when you got the job, and I told you last week and the week before, we had it at Celtic for a short period. When you play teams with a bit of brain and can pass the ball, they'll play their way around you.
And that's what Wolves did.
That's what Wolves did. Norwich did it. Newcastle did it to an extent. But Wolves, who are probably the best team out of all those that they've played, and have got some really clever footballers like Neves and Moutinho, played it around them. And when you play this system, right? That's what good teams do. They exploit it, and that's a problem.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.